Welcome to the Cat Conversation, a show that is entertaining, educating, and empowering cat people. I'm KJ, your kitty correspondent. I hope you enjoy the show. And if you do, remember to rate, review, and subscribe. Hello and welcome to the Cat Conversation. I'm so glad that you have decided to join me again here to talk about cats in a way that hopefully you leave here feeling more empowered, somewhat entertained, and definitely feeling more like you know how to live with your cat in a way that makes you both a little bit happier. Today we are going to be having a conversation about something that you know is near and dear to me. If you have followed along with me from my radio days to, TV and podcasting, you know that there are two things I am passionate about, and that is cats and that is fighting cancer. And many of you have attended my Cancer Sucks parties over the years. And I found out that there is actually an organization that is working specifically to empower you with your cats, with your dogs, with your pets, to understand cancer better, specifically with our furry family members. And so I want to get right into this conversation. Joining us today is Tricia Montgomery. She has over 25 years of dedicated service, is a recognized powerhouse in the animal welfare, veterinary, pet industry, and nonprofit sectors. She is also a podcast host of the Pets Are Family podcast, and she is here to talk about that foundation that I just mentioned, Moose's March. Tricia, thank you so much for being here.
Oh, my honor to be here. And it's such a pleasure to talk to you. And I've followed you for such a long time. And so cancer is, it's a sucky subject, but one that I'm so passionate about, as I know you are.
Yeah, and you said it, right? That was why I, started this Cancer Sucks party, because listen, let's go have some fun, let's raise some money, because whether you have had cancer yourself, you've had a loved one with cancer, or you've had a pet with cancer, it is sucky, just like you said. So, the part of the show that is empowering is helping people, hopefully you never have to face that. But if you do have to face it, being able to feel empowered about what to do and maybe even planning ahead a little bit. And it sounds like that's really where you come in with Moose's March. So can you tell us a little bit more about what you're doing with the foundation?
Absolutely. Gosh, thank you so much. So I created Moose's March in honor of my dog Moose, who passed away of stage 4 lymphoma. And I didn't have him that long. I was CEO for Paws Humane Society out of Columbus, Georgia. Adopted him on my birthday, like at the height when the pandemic had first started. It was just the worst birthday ever. I couldn't go home. I'd just gotten there. I didn't have any furniture. It was just the worst. And I was making the rounds on a Saturday, and I saw this dog in the run, and cattywampus, skinny, and just those eyes. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to do it. And then I kept going back, and then I went to our foster coordinator, and I said, hey, can I take him home with me for the weekend? And I had to go through the normal paperwork, all those different things. And I got to take, at that time, his name was Boss, home with me. So I brought him home with me. I wake up the next morning and he's like in my face. And I brought him back on that Monday, and I'm like, I'm not going to do this, not ready. Because my dog Zeus had passed away from Cushing's disease.
Oh,
and then I brought him back, and then I kept going back and forth and back and forth. And by the end of the day, he was mine. It was during the Bissell Pet Foundation event, and my staff at Paws thought it would be a good idea for me to have a dog, and so I ended up adopting Boss. His name changed to Moose because he looked like a moose, and he was with me everywhere. I mean, Kat, he never left my side. When I said he was with me at work. He became part of the community pet food pantries. People just knew him. He was a lovable pit bull who had just really gone through a lot in his young life. I came home from an event, and the dog sitter had said to me, hey, think he misses you. He's acting a little strange. He's
Mhm.
not eating. And I came home and I wrapped my arms around him and I immediately, like, you just like
Oh,
strangle your pet.
yeah. Yeah.
So I wrapped my arms around him, and all of a sudden there were one, two, three, four nodes on him that were just
Oh.
protruding. And I'm a veterinary technician, although I
Mhm.
haven't practiced in forever. And I started feeling down. He had a total of 7 lumps on him,
Oh my
and
gosh.
I knew what those were. I really did. And I began to call every veterinarian. I called Auburn University. I called the beautiful staff at Riverside Veterinary Clinic, and we got him in, and it was too late.
Oh.
And he was gone within 2 weeks, KJ. And
Oh
I
my
just,
gosh.
yeah, I I have loved and lost many animals in my lifetime, but I don't think I've ever had a grief like I had with Moose.
Mhm.
And my dad had passed away, my mom had passed away, and then Moose passed away. And so it was just
Wow.
everything that could have happened. And I found myself on the floor and I
Mhm.
didn't want to go on. I mean,
Yeah.
for people who know me, they would not think that about me,
Mhm.
that I really just lost myself. And I thank heavens for my sister Cheryl and some really good friends. And I found the Association for Pet Loss and Bereavement.
Yep.
I actually help serve on their board now. And my sister Cheryl said, get up and do something.
Mhm.
Do something. And so we came up with Moose's March. And there are so many beautiful organizations out there who dedicate themselves to helping the parents pay for treatment.
Mhm.
I wanted to stop cancer before it starts.
Yeah.
I wanted to do something different. So, in the sea of non for profits, in the sea of beautiful organizations like Thorns Promise, Live Like Rue, you have so many amazing. I wanted to do something different. So, I went to VMAX, the North American Vet Conference, and I went with a purpose. And I wanted to find someone or people who would understand what I was trying to do. And I found Dr. Tom Butera and the team from Volition Veterinary, and they've been with us since the beginning. And we're dedicated to the early detection of pet cancer. We provide early pet cancer tests to those in need. We have delivered pet cancer tests around the US into underserved neighborhoods. We've recently created this beautiful partnership also with Oncotech.
Mhm.
Oncotech is a urine test for the consumer that actually provides the consumer or the pet parent the ability to collect that urine sample and send that out in the privacy of their own home.
Wow.
It comes back. For Volition Veterinary, they do a blood test within the veterinary clinic. So really, it's beautiful because we're doing both B2B and B2C. And with Oncotech, if this pet cancer test is, you find out that it is a early detection and it comes up positive, then you will go to your veterinarian and then you will work with Volition Veterinary. So it's just absolutely fantastic. And I'm really proud of us because we're touching lives, we're providing education, and we're talking about early detection because we really think, KJ, that if we recognize these signs, we're able to
Mhm.
provide hope and quality of life to pet parents, and giving them a little bit more time, and not like me, who I had gone within two
Right.
weeks. Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't even know that that pet early detection cancer kits were a thing. So yes,
Yeah.
like what you're doing is, I think there's probably a lot of people watching right now that are, wait a
Yeah.
second, I didn't know I could do that. So
Yeah.
when is the right time to do a test like this?
Well, first of all, right now, there's only cancer test available for dogs.
Okay.
Volition Veterinary is working on this right now. I think by 2025, at least I was attended a recent Antech webinar. They're hoping to have the cat cancer test pre-test ready by 2025. So if
Okay.
you're for dogs, dogs can be detected with cancer anywhere from 6 years to 10 years. That's their baseline.
Okay.
With cats, it's really different because really their average age of diagnosis is over the age of 10 years old, anywhere from between 10 to 12 years old.
Okay.
We recommend getting an early detection test. I mean, really, the time that your dog is 4 to 5 years old, and especially within those breeds that may be predisposed to cancer. Also, importantly, if you're noticing changes within the dog, if you're noticing, lethargy, if you're noticing they're not eating, if you're noticing, all of a sudden they're lame, that they're not walking where they used to run and jump, if they're having an abnormal cough or anything unexplained that just seems off, get them to the veterinarian immediately. Or again, via Oncotech, you can actually go and order these tests online. They can come to you and you can go ahead and have that cancer test sent to you. You send it off and they in turn will send that result back to you. And depending upon the result, you'll go see your veterinarian, and we recommend going to see your veterinarian anyway.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, one of the things I'm sure that you have to overcome, because I'm a pet parent. We do this with ourselves. We're like,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I want to know, but do I want to know? So with I'm assuming what we're finding is that probably because we know our cats, our dogs, most pets aren't going to show us right away that something's wrong, that
Correct.
with them in particular, it's really important to be able to have some early detection. So to give someone some comfort, if you're going to do this early detection test with your dog at 4 to 5, why is that beneficial? Is it because their prognosis gets better and better? Like if you find out at 5 instead of 7, is there better options?
I think, KJ, that if you're able to provide some type of treatment, you're
Okay.
able, whether it's chemotherapy, whether it's making decisions, whether at the last moment all of a sudden realize that dog may be in stage 4 and there's nothing you can do. Maybe, whether it's an amputation, whether it's, chemotherapy. What these precancer tests do is provide you hope and quality of life, and that you're maybe able to save a life. Because honestly, if I would have been able to have a precancer test with Moose, if I would have had one more day, if I would have had one more week, if I would have had, whatever it is, it's more time with our pets and giving them the chance for that, instead of all of a sudden going, oh my gosh, they're gone.
Yeah.
And there are some cancers like hemangiosarcoma that come on very, very suddenly and they're hard to detect. So if you have an opportunity to really get in to see your veterinarian and get a precancer test, do it. And then you talked about us. When we're doing, as women, we do breast self-examinations. You feel your body to see if there's any lumps and bumps. Do the same thing to your dog. When you're giving him a bath, when you're giving your cat well, meow, I don't know about that. But
when you're giving them a massage.
I don't know about that. Make sure that you're also, really seeing about them as well. And the one thing that I want to point out with cats, it's really harder to detect in cats from, the dog versus cat, again, because it's going to be a later diagnosis. And, whether it's a mass, whether it's, sores that don't heal, those are so important, whether it's bleeding, discharge, things that we might think, just the cat, or it's lethargy. All those things, we want to make sure that we're staying on top of that. And I sent some really beautiful information here from the team at Volition Veterinary and Dr. Tom Butera in Cheyenne. Retroviral infections increase the risk of cancer in cats. FELB, 62 times more likely to develop cancer 33% chance of developing cancer. So
Wow.
that's retroviral infections increase the risk of cancer in cats. So I want to point that out. That's from the team at Volition Veterinary. 1 in 5 cats are going to be diagnosed with cancer in their lifetime. And again, that average age of diagnosis is 10 to 12 years. But it doesn't stay away from the fact that there are over 6 million dogs and 6 million cats diagnosed with cancer every year.
Oh
Every
my
year.
gosh. Oh my
So
gosh.
if we're able to save one, if we're able to save two, whatever it is, we are doing our part really to stop cancer before it starts, or
Yeah.
finding it out and then saying, okay, what can I do? And then you're given options, and you're not forced to make a decision.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's so much more. Yeah, I worked at a cat clinic for 12 years, and seeing now, there's so much more available for immune support and non-invasive therapies, and
Right.
there's so many more options now, that if you do know ahead of time. And we talk on this show all the time, it's about giving them good days, because
It is.
as much as we don't like it, they don't care how long they live. We do, right?
Right.
So
Right.
it benefits all of us if we're giving them more good days, and knowing
Right.
how to do that, empowering yourself by just simply doing a test like this. As scary as it might be, if you can, wrap your head around, my duty to this wonderful animal that loves me unconditionally is to make
Yeah.
sure he or she has good days. So I'm going to do my best.
Yeah.
And it kind of changes the way you think about it. If you can go, okay, I'm going to do this, because what if we do get more days because I took this test? You know?
Yeah, I think that's a way of looking at it, and being able to say, I get more time. And then also importantly, that not only is it good days, I think when decisions happen suddenly,
Yeah.
you're thrown into this kind of abyss, and I've got to make a decision now. What do I do? Whether, if you have more time to prepare, you have more time to, whether it's to say goodbye,
Yeah.
whether it's, to prepare financially for that as well. Whatever it is, it allows you the opportunity to make wise decisions instead of being thrown into the mix where you have to make a decision right now.
Gosh, I have to ask, Tricia, I've had, so in the last year and a half, I had a cat that died very gracefully. Like, we had the time and we knew it was time and we did it at home. And
Right.
then I had one that it died very suddenly, similar to you. And then I just had a cat, my cat Grayson, who just retired from TV this weekend, had similar to what you were talking about. Like an hour ago, he didn't have a lump on his chin, and then all of a sudden he did. And we're like in the ER and panicked. And thankfully, it was not cancerous, and he got it
Okay.
removed, and we're good. But everything that you were talking about was like flashbacks to things I've been through. But in
Right.
particular, that sudden death, like what you're talking about, when you don't have that time. I'm
Right.
watching you tell your story, and I'm like, gosh, like, at what point were you able to even sit? Because now you have to sit here and tell it over and over, right? Because it is the
Right.
story of carrying on Moose. And I think it's, I work with a lot of people who are grieving. So just kind of sharing, like, when did you realize it's healing to be able to talk about it? When were you able to really just sit in front of a camera and do it without losing it?
Yeah, gosh, KJ, that's a beautiful question, and thank you for asking that. So, Moose passed away in 2022,
Okay.
and then last year. So we officially became a non-for-profit last year, and we began to kick everything off last year for Giving Tuesday. And I did so much media, and and I remember putting on our first Let's Talk About Pet Cancer webinar. I had tears streaming down my face.
Mhm.
And I think it's been a little bit over 2 years now. I'm able to talk about Moose with joy. I still get choked up.
Mhm.
I still see him every day, because this is something, it's part of me. But I
Yeah.
also look at it as his grace, as him being able to give back and me being able to give back because of him and loving people, and that this is Moose's legacy.
Yeah.
I was not able to get a dog at all. And I couldn't get a dog because I felt like I was not honoring Moose.
Mhm.
And I was able to get a dog for the first time this past May, June.
Oh,
And so
good.
now I have a dog, and it never replaces the memory of Moose, but it adds to that. And I think Nancy Corrado from Association for Pet Loss and Bereavement says it very well. She talks about a love bank, and we're able to pull from that love bank, and we're able to pull from those memories and giving back. And I think that maybe his death was a way for us to give back to others.
Yeah.
And that, especially with the rally cry that we've had around us, and that we're giving away free pet cancer tests. You don't have to pay for them. We're giving them away.
Yeah,
And we know.
let's talk about that, because I want to make sure you can't, before we
Yeah.
started recording, you're like, look, people can just have these.
Yeah.
And I didn't mean to make you emotional.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
I'm like,
No.
what are you talking about without crying? And that's immediately how we're going to cry, right?
Oh no, I'm snuffleupagus here. So we have partnered with Volition Veterinary, which is the blood cancer that for the veterinary profession, and then also Shan from the founder from Oncotech, and I'm going to show this.
Yes.
The Oncotech kits are absolutely fantastic. So we are giving away 50 of these free during November Pet Cancer Awareness Month, as well as on Giving Tuesday. Giving Tuesday, as we know, is that big day where everybody goes, give me money, give me money. We want to give back. So we are giving away 50 free pet cancer tests. It's only 50. And then they just go to our website. They can sign up under contact, and then hopefully, again, it's the first 50. But this is the test. We will send this directly to you, and then you can send it in for free. On the back is a little thing there, and you send it in for free. You catch the urine and from your dog, and you send the test in. They'll send you the results, usually within 7 days. And it's just our way of giving back. That is for the consumers, Oncotech. And again, it's a cancer screening at home. And again, if that diagnosis comes back positive, make an appointment with your veterinarian, and then they're going to follow up with the Volition Veterinary test, which is that through Volition Veterinary and Antech, that they get that blood draw, which is about less than 1 milligram of that, and they'll send that out as well. But again, we believe that pairing with both of these partners allows for a greater understanding of pet cancer awareness, and that reaching more people for everyone, that in the end it is about saving lives. And that's what Moose's March is all about, is about saving lives. We're a non-for-profit, and so the more that we raise, the more money that we have, the more tests we're able to give away and give out to the public, and help save lives. That's what it's all about.
So where can people sign up for a chance to get these wonderful free tests?
They just go to moosesmarch.com and go to contact us. Hit that contact information, put their email in, their name, and then say, I would like a free pet cancer test. And we'll notify you if you're one of the 50 people who have gotten one of those. But we would love, again, the more people that we can reach, that we can touch, that's what we're all about, for early detection of pet cancer. Yeah.
And you do some fun stuff, in terms of fundraising for Moose's March that people can be involved with no matter where they live, right?
We do. We're actually in the midst of having our virtual pet cancer walk. I would walk forever to end pet cancer. And so they can sign up again on our website. They can go straight there. It's a virtual walk. You can walk anywhere, anytime. You can walk in your house if you want to. It's a total of, I believe, 5 miles. And we can do that sometimes in a day. It's just walking. And then we send you a free t-shirt that says, I would walk forever to end pet cancer.
Aww.
You get some great things from our beautiful partners at Farm and Yard. A shout out to the Farm and Yard people as well. and just another great swag. And yeah, we're just trying to do anything and everything that we can to let people know about pet cancer, that there is a hope, that there is a solution if they get their pet diagnosed early.
Wonderful. And Tricia, you also have a podcast. So
I do.
tell us about your show. I don't know when you sleep. Tell us about your show.
I don't know either. We have with my beautiful co-host Jessica Abernathy. We have a podcast called Pets Are Family, and you can catch us on YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, all the normal channels. And again, we just have fun. We're very we like to laugh, but we address subjects that are important to people. And as pet parenting, we strive to provide good, sound advice and have some really fun guests on as well. Again, that's Pets Are Family, and we love what we do.
I love it. Thank you so much, Tricia. This
Oh
has
gosh, thank
been
you.
amazing. And you know, when the second that you get word that the cat test has come out, please
I'm
let
good.
me
I'll
know,
you.
because I'll get my cat clubbers in on this, and maybe we'll do a big, cancer sucks party for the pets, and we'll see how many cat kits we can give away.
I love that. Absolutely. You're going to be the first person I contact. Thank you for having me, KJ. My honor to be here. And you've got the best audience around. And so again, go to moosesmarch.com sign up for that free pet cancer test, or just sign up and we'd love to chat with you.
All right. Thank you, Tricia. I do want to
Thank
remind
you.
everyone that if you want to keep up with the cat conversation, you can get my book, Raised by Cats, Behind the Mic and the Meows. Obviously, you're watching the show, so that's awesome. And join KJ's Cat Club. You can go to kjscatclub.com. I just had a question this morning about a cat that's peeing outside the box. And, I know, we just try so hard. I think Tricia and you agree, before I let you go, because people are like, so, well, sometimes you talk about dogs on the cat conversation. Well, you know what? We're all just trying to get enough education out. And there's a little bit more that we understand about dogs than we do about cats. And it always benefits everyone if we are kind of like working together to make sure that we are taking care of all of the pets. And I just happened to be born with, a love for cats. And my first word was kitty. And so I just keep talking about them, and it works.
You and my daughter. My daughter loves cats. I'm a dog person.
That's okay. I said there's a need for all of us, right?
There is.
All right. We will see you next time on the Cat Conversation. Thanks for joining me for the Cat Conversation, powered by Storms and Melodies Calming Remedies. You can shop stormsandmelodies.com, where you can also get my book, Raised by Cats, Behind the Mic and the Meows. Subscribe so you can keep up with the cat conversation, and follow my YouTube channel for the positive vibes of pop culture, people to know, and pets. Go to youtube.com/KJ today.